Have you ever felt like a failure? Like no matter how hard you try, things don't just go the way you planned? Trust me, I've been there. But here's what I've learned: failure isn't the end of the road, it's actually the path to success. The people who succeed are not the ones who never fail, they're the ones who keep going despite failure. So today, I'm going to share some of the biggest failures I've experienced, the lessons learned, the hard lessons they taught me, and how you can start choosing your failure to fuel your success instead of letting it hold you back. If you've ever struggled with setbacks, this video is for you. So come, let's dive in. Today, I'll be talking about how failure helped me succeed. The first, failure taught me that perfectionism is the enemy of progress. So, what happens is that we fear making mistakes, so we don't start. We spend so much time trying to perfect things instead of taking action. Hmm. I remember when I was starting my business, I kept delaying launching because I wanted everything to be perfect: the branding, the website, the messaging. But guess what? Perfection never came. And because of that, I wasted months doing nothing. What this taught me is that progress is better than perfection. Start before you're ready. Failure happens when you don't take action. So take the messy action. Let me tell you, done is better than perfect. You can always improve along the way. Waiting for perfection is just another form of procrastination. Another thing failure taught me is that rejection is redirection. So most times we take rejection personally instead of seeing it as an opportunity. We assume a closed door equals failure instead of realizing that it's just a redirection. I once applied for a dream job. I went through multiple interviews. I was so sure I was going to get the job, and I didn't. I was devastated, but looking back, that rejection led me to a better opportunity that I would never have explored. So the lesson I learned is rejection isn't a stop sign, it's a detour. Sometimes what you think you want isn't what's best for you. So next time you face rejection, ask yourself, what is this making space for? Instead of focusing on what didn't work, look for what's next. The key takeaway here is that sometimes a closed door is the best thing that can happen to you. Failure showed me that resilience is more important than talent. Yes, resilience is more important than talent. We, we often think successful people are naturally talented. In reality, the ones who succeed are the ones who keep going despite setbacks. I wasn't always good at what I do now. In fact, when I started, I was terrible. I was terrible at it. But I kept learning, failing, and trying again. And over time, I got better. So the lesson here is that it's not about how talented you are, it's about how persistent you are. Every failure is just setback. Learn from it and keep moving. So next time you fail, instead of quitting, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? See failure as a lesson, not a dead end. The key takeaway from this is that success isn't about avoiding failure, it's about refusing to quit. The fourth thing failure taught me is that failure helps you discover your true path. Sometimes we chase goals that are not actually meant for us. See, when things don't work out, we feel lost, but failure often leads us in a better direction. So I started a business in an industry I thought I loved, only to realize I hated it. I felt like a failure for walking away, but later I found my true passion. The lesson I learned is that failure focuses us to reassess and pivot. So let go of what's not serving you and trust that something better is ahead. So what you can do is always reflect. Ask yourself, what did this failure teach me about what I want? And be open to change. Sometimes what we think is a setback is actually a redirection. Every failure is leading you towards something better. Okay? At the end of the day, failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of it. Every setback, every rejection, and every mistake is leading you to something bigger. Before you go, let's have a quick recap of the lessons learned. First one, perfectionism is the enemy of progress. Start before you're ready. Second, rejection isn't a stop sign, it's a redirection to something better. The third, Resilience beats talents. Keep going no matter what. Keep going no matter what. The fourth, failure often leads you to your true calling. Trust the process. Now I want to hear from you. What was one failure that actually led you to something better? Drop it in the comments. I would love to hear your stories. And if this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more motivation every week. Listen, keep pushing forward, and I'll see you in the next. Bye.